that I'm in the middle of a campaign, there isn't a single vote in the room for me. Ambassador, distinguished guests, friends. I'm quite taken aback by the fact that we're here today to celebrate 100 years of a relationship with one of the finest companies in the world. But what makes me most proud is there's an Irishman leading the company in Ireland, and that's Joe. When Joe asked me would I speak, I was delighted to be asked. I forgot to tell him that my longest ever speech was 1 hour and 17 minutes. And my shortest was 1 hour and 8 minutes. So I'll try and fit in somewhere in between. My family has been involved in energy most of our lives. My father was the first gas fitter for LPG products in Ireland back in the 1930s. And when we talk about Siemens and we talk about Ardnacrusha, we talk about the electrification of Ireland. As late as 1974, I was installing gas lights in houses in Ireland. So the distance we have come with our partner Siemens has been incredible. When we look at Ardnacrusha took Ireland, grabbed Ireland by the throat and shoved it into the industrial age and took us from the agricultural age. We developed as an industrial society during the 1920s, 30s, but really accelerated in the 50s and 60s. And as one who grew up in the 60s, if somebody told me that we would be as technologically advanced as we are today, I would have said no, I couldn't really see that happening. But the relationship we have with Siemens is almost like a marriage. They have been there with us all of the time. Starting in 1894 when the Marconi stations got Siemens cables coming in from the United States. 1925 sees the establishment of Ardnacrusha and the electrification of Ireland. And there are some very interesting movie clips of the early days of electricity in Ireland and electrification. And then we move it on. Siemens has been involved in every technological advance we can think of, from electronic railway systems through to developments in the Guinness Corporation. So they've been there all along. But right now, my interest is in the future. And we are extremely fortunate in Ireland. I am an opposition senator, but I can recognise greatness when I see it. And we have elected a government that is stable and will last for the next 5 years. We have elected a government that is neither extremely right nor extremely left, but very centrist and very driven in where we want to see the country go. And why is this important to the gathering here today? It's important because of the future that Europe needs right now. Energy is a huge issue going forward. We're hugely reliant on information technology and the tech sector in Ireland. The data centres that are being built in Ireland, there's a constant call for energy to provide for these data centres. But we need that energy to be clean. We need it to be green. And if we go back 100 years ago, we had the greenest energy in the world. We had Ardnacrusha. Going forward, we have the Atlantic Ocean in front of us. And the Atlantic Ocean is a resource that has yet to be tapped. And I believe that the tapping of the Atlantic Ocean, you will find within government support for projects that would come forward for the development of hydrogen, for the development of wind energy. And what better partner could we have than our old bride from 100 years ago, who will stand with us and work forward. I think the opportunities that exist are only underpinned by the fact that somehow or other Joe Walsh managed to get a reception in Leinster House today. We do not bring companies into Leinster House to congratulate them on their work in the country over the last 100 years. Somehow or other Joe pulled that off, and that's an incredible. It's even in our programme for government. We have them in there today. What we need now, and there are people in this room who can influence the future, the development of hydrogen. We have the academic expertise in Ireland. We have the will to drive it forward. What we don't have is we don't have the big engines to drive that forward. Siemens is one of the big engines that can drive that forward for us. The development of hydrogen, the development of wind energy. We need to work in partnership as we have over the last 100 years. We need to accelerate the development of this technology. If you look at the rest of Europe, we're lagging slightly behind right now, but Ireland has been behind in technology before and has moved forward rapidly. And I would say with leadership like Siemens, man on the ground here in Ireland, Joe, I'm sorry I keep talking about you, even if you're not Joe. With that sort of leadership, we can achieve together the future that this world needs. That's green energy that will last into the future. I would love to go on for the next hour and a half, but I'm bet out after that election. I'd probably be unemployed on Sundays. In the meantime, thank you very much, and thank you, Ambassador, for hosting this today. And I'm really looking forward to you visiting Leinster House. I'm hoping that we will see some of the movers and shakers greet you there. Clearly we have the movers and shakers from Siemens here, so let's get it all together and move forward. Thank you very much indeed.